Hello, my name is Dr. A, and this is Recreated Vision. So, today I specifically want to speak to people who are in a season or space in their lives where they feel like they just can't, and you fill in the blank. Perhaps that thing you feel like you can't do is something that you've struggled with for a long time. Perhaps it's something that just came up more recently or something that is coming up in the future. Everyone has and will experience a moment in life where they feel like whether they try or not, they just won't be able to do certain things, and that certain things just won't happen for you. Perhaps you're in a space where you feel like you can't break free from self doubt. You may be saying, I can't move past my fears. I can't get over this pain. I can't pursue my dreams. I can't build the life that I want. I can't overcome this obstacle. If that is you, then this is the message for you. But getting straight into what I wanted to share, I wanted to share this revelation, this breakthrough that I had many years ago. This revelation, it involved just 3 words, no more than 3 letters. And while this revelation was quick, I cannot even begin to tell you the power that it had and still has in my life, and how transformative one sentence has become for me. Now, before I get into this particular revelation that really helped to transform my life, I want you to get out a piece of paper or go to notes on your phone or other device, whatever you have. And this is important because it will come back up at the end of the video. But what I want you to do on your piece of paper or in your device is to write something that you can't do or believe you can't do. Again, it could be something that you feel like you can't do that's been long standing, something more recent, something that pertains more so to the future, what have you. But I want you to write, I can't blank. So write, I can't, and whatever it is that you're struggling with. And I'm hoping you won't think you're too cool to do this, because at the end, my hope is that when I share these 3 words, that it will put you on a better path, a path of transformation, the way that it did for me. Now, I believe and I know that there's so much power in our words. It's why the Bible says that the power of life and death is in the tongue. There is truly power in the things that we say to and about other people or things. And not only that, but to and about ourselves. And this is not just me saying or believing in this. There is an actual science behind how and why the things that we say influence our brain and our mindset, and therefore our actions. And I think it's important that we really understand the science and power behind the words that we say to ourselves, specifically the words I can't, because once we understand what gives something power, we can then empower ourselves to take back control. So the words I can't, they set a tone of limitation and self-imposed restriction, which can trigger feelings of helplessness, negativity, and really limit our beliefs about what we are capable of achieving. For instance, from a neurological standpoint, our words can directly impact our brain's functioning and structure. When a person tells themselves repeatedly they can't, what they do is they reinforce neural pathways associated with limitations and negativity, which can then lead to a stress response in the brain, such as the release of cortisol, which then negatively impacts our cognitive functioning and emotional well-being. Likewise, negative self-talk can trigger the brain's limbic system, and our limbic system is responsible for our emotions and emotional responses. Thus, when we consistently tell ourselves we can't do something, it can lead to feelings of anxiety and self-criticism. And not only that, but saying I can't can inhibit our brain's ability to engage in problem solving and creative thinking. It literally creates a mental block, which limits our ability to see alternative solutions, creative solutions, or just different approaches to the challenges we face. So as you can see, prolonged use of these two words has a real intangible effect on us. Now, getting to the revelation, I don't know what I was thinking about in this particular moment. All I remember is that there was something I had been telling myself I can't do, some goal I had set, but this thought just came to me. And I still say it to this day, and I hope this is something that will help at least one person. But anyway, I remember thinking to myself, I can't cuts off all possibilities. I can't cuts off all possibilities. And as I previously explained, this is a very real thing, that when you say the words I can't, you immediately put a stop to things. Actually, you stop them before they even get started. And so you place limitations on yourself before you can even try. Also, in this moment, I remember thinking to myself, if I can't cut off all possibilities, how can or what can I say to open up or reopen those possibilities? That creative thinking, that problem solving. And the answer was by saying these three words: how can I? How can I? And so that thing that I previously said I couldn't do, I changed it to, well, how can I achieve this goal that I am aiming for? And automatically I began to think of possible solutions to this challenge that I was experiencing at the time. And since then, so for years now, by simply replacing I can't with how can I, I've been able to transform my mindset and how I approach different obstacles. So recently, when I decided to share this message, I looked up the science behind this because I wanted to know specifically what happens when you say the words, how can I? And one thing that happens is that you engage in what's called cognitive restructuring. And cognitive restructuring is a psychological technique that involves challenging negative thought patterns. Every time you say, how can I, you challenge the thought that says, I can't. And in turn, by asking this simple question, so going from this closed, negative, limiting statement, I can't, to a more open and solution-focused question like, how can I, you reframe your thinking or challenge the limiting belief, as in you relinquish its power and you automatically empower yourself. In addition, there is something called neuroplasticity, which refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. Like I said before, when you say the word I can't, you reinforce neural pathways associated with limitations and negativity, which can then lead to a stress response. Likewise, when you say, how can I, you form new neural connections in response to learning and experience. So I say all this to say, every time you get the urge to say something can't be done or you can't do something, change it to, how can I? Now remember that thing that I told you to write down at the beginning of this video? I want you to take the thing that you said you can't do. So it might be, I can't get over this, I can't get the job, I can't get the home, I can't blank, whatever it was for you. And I want you to cross out the words, I can't. And then replace them with, how can I? And next, I want you to really think about this question and then answer it. The human brain is designed to find answers, and so you will find what you're looking for. So if you wrote, I can't start the business, change it to, how can I start the business? I can't make X amount of money. How can I make X amount of money? I can't get the home. How can I get the home? I can't get over this. How can I get over this? And if you feel comfortable, and I'm hoping that you would say or leave in the comments the thing that you said you couldn't do. But instead of saying I can't, I want you to replace that with I can. Make a public declaration that you can absolutely do the very thing or things you thought you couldn't. But that is all for today. Like I said, I just hope this video will help someone. At least one person is all I ask. It is something that has worked wonders in my life. So again, I just encourage you to replace I can't with how can I, and remember that I can't cuts off all possibilities, and how can I opens them back up. I wish you peace, love, and all the above.